Hi, welcome to ECS Coffee. I'm here today with Rebecca. We're going to do a video on the differences between an Americano and drip style coffee. We're going to do it on a super automatic as well as an espresso machine for the Americano and probably a Technivore Mocha Master for the drip coffee section. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Today we're going to do the differences on the Jura. We'll tell you what the tasting notes we think are going to be, and then we're actually going to give it a try. So, yeah. You want to get going?
So first we'll do the Americano. So Americano is traditionally espresso and hot water poured separately into 1 cup. The other option on the Jura would be to do just the coffee, which will be espresso and water, but it'll all be brewed together. So more water through the espresso. I think that the coffee button is going to taste a little bit milder than the Americano, but I might be wrong, so we'll try it.
So Jura, I think when I asked that question, because I was quite surprised there was a coffee button, because to me it still ends up looking like an Americano. They said to describe it as softer.
Softer.
Yeah.
So yeah, that makes sense.
Softer, milder, but yeah, that's good to go.
Well, let's try it. We'll do the Americano first.
And of course we have it on full strength because who doesn't like a double shot?
Exactly. If you can, why not? 2 ounces of espresso with 16 grams being thrown. That's a really good ratio. 2 ounces of water for 16 grams of ground espresso will be a traditional double shot.
And of course, if you're going to be programming this yourself, every time you switch your beans, you might find that you want to switch the amount of water going on top. So that's a good way to keep it consistent.
So we're going to end up at about 7.5 ounces total. So 5.5 ounces of water, 2 ounces of espresso. That's a good ratio for an Americano. You're usually sitting around 6 to 8 ounces.
Total?
Yeah, total.
Yeah. All right. As I sometimes find with some of my beans, it gets a little watered down depending on the blend that's in the hopper.
It can, yeah.
So did we want to talk about if you had Robusta bean versus also just a regular Arabica bean in there?
Yeah, a Robusta bean, you're going to have a much deeper flavor, usually a lot earthier. So for those guys, I tend to prefer it a little bit longer, just because it's a little bit darker. And when you're having a coffee, you're going to see a lot more crema on there. So it's going to look a lot lighter as well. I don't know what we've gotten here today, but it probably has a Robusta in there. But our Americano is done. So let's divvy it up and we'll each try it. We'll do a comparison. Ooh.
So you can drink out of there if you want. Or, put it all over the carpet. So here we go. Cheers, big ears.
There we go. Okay. Oh, it's going to be very hot.
It's soft.
It is. That must be the bean and probably the amount of water. I would have done less water in the Americano.
Yeah. It's a little bit, it's light. I could drink this black.
Yeah. Black coffee.
It is good.
It's very nice. It's very smooth.
It's smooth. That's what it is. It's probably 88 miles an hour then.
Probably. That one's not got Robusta in it though, but very smooth and good body. Okay, we'll do the our coffee button next. So we'll do the same amount of water total. So we'll do a 7.5 ounce beverage.
Easy for you to say.
I know, not so much apparently. And at full strength as well, to do a really good comparison between the two. So full strength, 16 grams of espresso. And look at that, it's already at 7.5 ounces.
Would you look at that? It's like you planned it.
I know. So you'll notice on the Americano, it poured the hot water between the 2 espresso spouts, and everything is going to come out of just the espresso spouts now. So you can already see it, the coloring is a lot different. The crema is gorgeous.
But I think with the Juras, it doesn't really matter if you have a Robusta bean or if you have an Arabica bean. It still has fantastic crema. It's almost like you can't go wrong with them.
No, you can't. The brewing process on the Jura always produces a nice, a beautiful, beautiful crema. It's the pulse extraction
process.
Yes, pulse extraction, PET, yes. Okay, so just to compare, this one I know sat for a little bit, but with the coffee, you can really see the crema settling, and it definitely is a lot thicker than it was on the Americano.
Interesting.
I know. Okay.
I don't know if it's the process, but
Uh-oh. Look out, carpet.
Well, yeah.
Whoop.
All right, good.
Okay.
Well,
Again. It's going to be quite hot.
it's a lot more crema.
Yeah, it's a lot more crema.
Not as good. It's not as.
It's not as flavorful.
Right.
It's definitely milder. Mm-hmm. Still
Flat.
smooth. It is.
It's flat.
Yeah.
It's gone flat.
With this one, I would have definitely done less water, through it to make it a
Yeah.
bolder cup.
See, I
But
can't-
this is just like a long espresso that's extra, extra, extra long.
No,
Yeah, it's smooth.
it's a no good. I wouldn't drink it. I would.
Yeah, you get more flavor from your Americano than you do from your
Yeah, you do.
coffee for
Yeah.
sure. I'm an Americano drinker
We
myself.
both are. So
Yeah.
I don't know if we're fair.
Maybe we're a little biased.
Yeah, I think so.
A little
Yeah.
bit. But that would be the difference. So if you're looking at a super automatic and you're somebody that likes a really flavorful Americano, you're going to want to look for one that does the Americano button, because when you have just the coffee, you're just going to have more water produced through your espresso, which, as we saw today, results in usually a milder flavor, still like smooth. So if you like a mild coffee, then that's a good option for you. But
it does. Yeah, it does land flat.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
definitely.
All right.
Okay. We'll do the drip coffee next on the Technivorm to go
Right.
through the difference of that guy as well. So that one is completely different brewing style, but there's often confusion because these guys have the coffee button on them, and it is different obviously than drip coffee, but we wanted to show you the flavor profile of that as well versus
There's a lot of questions around, can I get a machine that does everything?
Yes.
And I'm always like, what do you prefer?
Yeah.
So because there is a difference.
Yeah, it does. There is a big difference in flavor. Yeah, just
right.
through the brewing process.
Yeah.
All right, stay tuned. All right, so now we're going to be brewing just regular drip coffee. We're going to use the Mocha Master today. So we're doing a liter from the Mocha Master, and we're doing 50 grams of a medium fine grind coffee. We're using our 1.21 Guatemalan today. It's very beautiful drip coffee. It's so yummy. It's medium roast. With Mocha Master, they recommend anywhere between 50 to 60 grams on a medium fine grind. It's to your taste, so you might have to play around with it a little bit if you end up picking up one of these machines, but it makes beautiful coffee. It brews really quickly, about 5 to 8 minutes for the full pot. So we'll be back in about 5 to 8 minutes.
And it'll be hot.
Yes, it'll be really hot.
I know we're not trying to sell a Mocha Master right now. We're trying to talk about drip coffee, but it is fantastic when you do brew it this way.
Yes, you can taste and feel the difference in the coffee as well on your tongue.
It's clean.
Yes, very clean.
Yeah, so that's the difference between a drip coffee you're going to get from a Mocha Master and from the Jura, which we just presented. It is going through a filter, and the filter does a lot of the work to clean it up and make it taste beautiful.
Absolutely, yeah. If you're after that regular drip coffee that you would go to your neighborhood cafe for, this is the kind of machine you're looking at. You're not going to be able to reproduce those results with a super automatic or an espresso machine.
Right.
Yes, exactly.
Right.
So let's get brewing.
So with the Mocha Master, the water is just heating in the brew chamber and coming over and pouring in a shower head over the coffee, letting the coffee bloom and then coming through the filter. So the filter is grabbing all the coffee fines and really cleaning up the coffee oils. So you're getting the really good tasting notes from the coffee. When we were brewing our coffee on the Jura, do you want to explain what was happening in there?
Yeah, so with the Jura, you are brewing through an espresso. So it's very, very finely ground coffee or espresso beans packed together, and it's brewed under pressure. So there's a lot of resistance, which is why it produces that crema. The crema is actually compressed coffee oils. So it's just kind of cool. And with the Mocha Master, you're just brewing with gravity. So there's no pressure forcing that brew to happen.
Right.
Yes. Then the espresso would have no filter. It would just be the filter that's in the brew unit, or if you are brewing with a more manual machine, it would be your portafilter. So there would be kind of a stainless steel filter there to filter out the coffee grind, so you're not chomping on your coffee.
So if you are doing a coffee in the Jura, you're still getting the pressure. That's why some people get very confused about the coffee button.
Yeah.
So it still comes across with the crema that's being forced through the brew unit, and so we'll have that crema on it, and the water is just continually going through it.
Yeah,
it's not
exactly.
as cleaned up.
No, you can't shut that pressure off in a super automatic machine to produce that drip coffee. So yeah, every coffee will still be brewed under pressure, still be espresso based.
So if you're a coffee drinker, you need to know coming in, if you're looking at a super automatic, that you like an Americano style coffee.
Yeah.
And not just, people are just like, oh, I love my drip coffee machine, then you'd be looking at something more like a mocha master, which is a different process for the coffee drinker.
Exactly, and you won't be able to produce the extra drinks like the lattes, cappuccinos, etc., which all have espresso as the base, but you'll be able to get that drip coffee style as opposed to Americano style.
Right. So finally, we've got a great hot cup of coffee. Took about 6 minutes or so. Now we're going to give it a try.
Yes.
Yeah, pretty excited. I need a cup of coffee. So great thing again about the Mocha Master is you can pour through any spout.
360 pour. I got it.
Now this is going to be hot.
I know it's going to be very.
It's
It's going to be really, really hot.
Like the like the last one.
Nope.
No, I can't do that. Steaming.
It smells
Look at
so
that.
good, though.
Woo! Hot cup of coffee. It's going to be good.
Yes.
I
know.
It is going to be good whenever we can.
In 5 minutes, when we can drink it. I burned my taste buds off with the Mocha Master. Okay.
So if you're desperate for a black sip of coffee, you offload it, swirl it around to let it cool down, and then have a sip.
That's good.
Yeah, it's got good flavor.
Yeah.
The good thing about doing it this way is you get all the notes from the actual bean where it's grown.
Yeah,
so all the
absolutely.
tasty notes from the Guatemalan are coming through right away.
It's very complex compared to with our Americano and our coffee. We're both fine, but not as complex as being brewed through a filter. So,
Right.
Yeah. Yes. Well, thanks, guys. Thanks for watching. And I'm never good with these outros.
If you like what you saw, give us a thumbs up. Comments you can do below. Thanks for visiting us. Bleh. Thanks for visiting with us here at ECS Coffee. Take care and enjoy your brew.
Thank you. Bye. Bye.
Bye. Bye. Ta-ta.